So this is by far one of the simplest and most effective things that any business can do to help improve their rankings within the search engines. Hey, this is Keith from Finepoint Design, and I want to walk through today one of the most effective things that any business can do to help improve their search engine rankings. This is setting up, optimizing, and maintaining their Google business listing. So let me show you what that is, and we'll dive right in. All right, so Google Business is usually what you see when you type in something like either the company's name. You'll see it over here on the right-hand side of a page. It's going to give you the company ratings, their hours, their address, their phone number, basically what they call their NAP, their name, address, phone number, and some other information as well, depending on how well it's optimized. This could also come up for something like within the Google Maps, which is when you do a search for, let's say, restaurants near me, or where is the nearest TCF bank, something like that is what's going to be bringing up this kind of information. So it's very important, and it's something that really anybody can go in and do and maintain for their business. It's really simple. A lot of things when it comes to SEO can be complicated, and you may want to farm that out or have an expert work on it for you, but this is one of those things that you can set up, maintain, and also continue to optimize for your business yourself. So let's go ahead and take a look at where you can find this and how you can set this all up. So first, you would go to business.google.com, and as long as you have a Gmail account, you can log into here. Now, if you don't have any listings, if you don't have anything yet, this will appear blank, and it'll give you the option to sign up and set up your first business. Now, what you're going to do is basically just enter your business information, your name, address, phone number, and they're going to send you a postcard to that address. So make sure that's an actual physical location that they can send that to. Usually that takes about 2 weeks or so to get, but what they're going to do is they're going to send you a little verification code. You're going to go in and just come back to this page, put that in, and then you're going to be able to edit all the features that the Google Business page gives you. Without that code, it just gives you some of the features. I don't remember what those are offhand here, but you'll be able to see when you go to set this up. Let's say we already have one and we want to go in and optimize our page. So that's kind of the big thing here. So when you come to your Google Business page, you're going to see something like this. It's basically just a dashboard. When you get to the first part here, it's going to give you some basic information about your business, about your Google Business page, performance, kind of how many people have seen it, how many people have searched for it, looked at maps, things like that. But really what you want to do is go into the information part over here on the left-hand side. So this is where all these setup and optimization is going to happen. So you can see, first of all, you've got your business name. You can go in and edit that if you needed to. Really don't mess around with that too much once you have that in there. As long as that's correct, keep that the way that it is. Next, you're going to make sure that your categories that you fall into are accurate. Now, you can put more than one. Just make sure that they actually apply to your business here. You can see we've got a couple different ones for our business here. I can continue to add another category. I think it maxes you out at like 5 or something like that. But just put the ones that are most special for your business, that's going to make the most sense, that people are maybe searching for, so that Google kind of knows where to put you in. So let's say if I wanted to do a search for restaurants near me, having the category of restaurant or Chinese food or carryout or health food, something like that, would be very helpful in this, so that Google knows to pull you up when someone does a search for healthy food near me or something like that. So make sure that your categories are correct there. Make sure your address is correct. Now, this is one that actually kind of dives into other areas I'm not going to get into today here, but having the exact address spelled out exactly the same way across all the different platforms is really important here. So I would start with your Google Business page, and whatever this address is, whether it's DR for drive or drive spelled out, or comma, period, comma, MI, however you have all this laid out, you need to have it spelled exactly the same way across all those other platforms, whether it be Facebook and Yelp and any other directory that you might be in. Other service areas. So this is kind of important here, where we could say, you know what, I don't just service just Ortonville or Brandon Township here, I also service the surrounding cities near me. So this is something that I probably want to put in here. I would maybe say Auburn Hills, Michigan. I could say Clarkston. So Clarkston, Michigan, and I could say more and more service areas around me. Now, The only time you want to be very specific to the city that you service, that your service area is in, is if you start to conflict with other franchises. Let's say you're McDonald's. There's one McDonald's in every city, it seems like, in America. Starbucks, same kind of thing. You just want to put just the city that you are in. You're not really servicing other cities. You're just kind of servicing that one. So the more specific you can be with this, the better. Or if you do service a larger area, you can go in and put in more service areas. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, and you can see that right away that takes effect. Having good business hours. Now this is really important too, because not only having your typical daily hours in here is important, but also when you have holidays that you're off, that's one thing that you want to keep updated in here. If you're just kind of a service-based business where no one's really going to your location, it's not as important. You can see in here I've got some days that I'm closed and not open, so that's just a standard every year. That way you don't have to constantly be going in here and updating that. But it is important because this is something that people may be searching for. Like, I'm always looking to see, is my bank open today? Or, is this store open today? Those kinds of things you want to have in there. The more information you can give Google, the better. Obviously, accurate phone number. You can create a custom URL basically within your Google business page. Have your website. Some other information here is really good. The last area that I really like to kind of focus on here is the services area. Here it's not like the service area that we looked at the top. I know it's a little bit confusing because it has a similar name, but these are the actual services that you provide. Now, Google's going to give you a fixed list of certain services that you can put in here. If you're not finding what you want, you can add other services that are not in here. You can add subcategories to these, but definitely fill this out. Take the time to really optimize this. Find services that are very specific to you. That way, again, when someone's looking for a social media marketing company near them, you may come up. So let's go back to the info here. A couple other little things. Now, these would be just part of things that you would do in the initial setup. Any kind of highlights that you have is your location wheelchair accessible? Are you veteran led? Things like that. Any kind of highlights, that's great. I don't really know exactly how that plays into anything that people would do a search for, but again, the more information you can fill out, the better. A quick overview of your business, opening dates, and the last thing that's really, really important, we'll get into some other stuff too here, but adding photos. And there's 4 different types of photos that Google wants to see. And if you wanted to add a photo here, we can see that we've got different projects that we've worked on. Basically, they want to see the outside of the building, the inside of the building, so maybe a couple offices or a couple rooms or whatever it is, however you have your business laid out. Put that in there. Having some projects that you've worked on, and I'm trying to remember the other category that you could put something into here. But when you do put that in there, you want to tag the photo of where it's at. Here we go. So is this your team? Is this the exterior of the building, the interior, or at work? So upload photos, upload video, but be sure to also go in and tag it. You can see this little eye icon up here. We can see that this photo's actually had 61 views. It was uploaded just over a year ago. We can see the size of it. Doesn't really matter, but this category area right here is very important. So this is a picture of something I did at work. So I would fall into that category. If I had a picture of me and my employees sitting here on the couch or whatever, we could tag that as a team, or if it's the exterior of the building, interior, tag it. So let's go ahead and go back. You can see there's the categories up here as well, so I could break it down just by interior, exterior. I need to go back in and categorize mine a little bit better and get some better photos in there, but those are key indicators that Google does want to see that you're a real business. Now, some of the cool features that Google business pages let you do that you will want to go in and maintain on a regular basis here. Not only checking this stuff out and seeing if they add new features, because they do come out with new features in here all the time, but 2 things that I like to do on a regular basis, and that is to add photos. So it's going to be one of the big things there. The other thing is going in and adding posts. So this could be a blog post. This could be that you're putting in here. This could be just a little comment that you want to put in here. Or what it could be is a product or advertisement and an offer. So sometimes I've gone in and, let's see, it's not going to show any of the old ones that I've done here, but I've offered different deals for website hosting or website design or different things like that you can put that offer in there, and it can be very attractive to people who are looking at your Google business page, something like this. It will come up within here. I forget exactly where this shows up here. I think it would show up if I had an active advertisement going on down here. But to have those kinds of things in here on a regular basis is great. Google loves to see these updates, and having more content in here that they can share, the better. But you can see these are all blog posts that I've shared with the Google business page over time. And let's see, the last thing that you really want to do, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up, is the reviews. So you want to ask people to leave you a review. People don't normally go in and just do this automatically unless they have a complaint. But either way, people leave a review. You want to come in here and you want to just kind of watch them, make sure that they're actually accurate and not just some spam, somebody trying to hurt your business or whatever. But you want to go in and actually reply to them as well. You want to, if it's a good reply, say, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to do this. If it's a bad reply or a bad comment, you want to go in and try to address the situation, even if nothing ever comes of it, even if that person never comes back and helps you try to resolve the issue, you can at least show that you're active on here and you're trying to help people out. So I hope that helps. This is, again, probably one of the most simple things that anybody can do to perform some kind of SEO for their website that's at this kind of level. It's something that you want to go in and continue to maintain over time. And again, I hope you got some value out of this. If you did, I appreciate you leaving a comment or liking this or subscribing to this, depending on what platform you're on. And I look forward to seeing any kind of questions or comments that you guys have. If you want help with any of your Google business listings or SEO or any other services that we can provide, please reach out to us at finepoint-design.com and we'll be happy to help. Thanks.